Well, knowing how hate sells on the online, I just want to talk about my annoying. Just I feel about Dragon Ball right now, right? Because with the unfortunate passing of Akira Toriyama, the goat of manga, and just seeing how Dragon Ball's been moving ever since 2018 with Dragon Ball Super Broly, I've had a lot of criticism about how they've been handling this brand. It just seems like they're doing everything they can to. It's weird, right? Because I like One Piece. I've even made a One Piece avatar with like a fusion of JJK and Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And I wanted to talk about more of One Piece later on, but I just haven't really felt motivated to do so. And check out my last video. I talked about Goku Day and I ranked it through stuff. I know a lot of people didn't watch it for some reason, either the algorithm or people just didn't want to watch it. So please check that out. That'll really help me out a lot. But it just seems like with the recent closing of Dragon Ball Heroes is going to be ending, and I knew that stuff was wraps because I'm still in the minutes, so I can't curse yet. I knew that stuff was wraps because we out here using Budokai 3 models, and they've already kind of given up on using like real animation, even though the animation was just Yamamuro and it was all stiff. It was still animation, and like I just knew that was going to eventually end, but with the new game called Dragon Ball Super Divers and just weird branding, and I've been hearing that even with like their recent like statues and toys, they're not even calling it Dragon Ball Super anymore. They're just going back to Dragon Ball Z. It seems like they're trying to sabotage Dragon Ball Super. And you can have whatever your opinion you want. You can literally be like Redhead Henry, who still makes community posts crapping on it every single day, or you can be people who just are blind and think Dragon Ball Super is the best thing ever. Dragon Ball Super has been very successful, and it seems like Toei is doing everything they can to push One Piece, which I think One Piece is great, but it seems like they're giving its best animation, best everything, when Dragon Ball still sells more globally, and even though it's not the biggest in Japan anymore, it's the biggest globally. And it seems like even despite Dragon Ball having a handicap, not getting a new anime, barely getting new stuff, it's still doing better than everywhere else. And it feels like Toei is mad about it. And they're like, you know, it kind of reminds me when Marvel didn't have the rights to X-Men, so they decided just to sabotage the X-Men comics because they couldn't get the rights back from Fox. And now that they do have the rights back from Fox, now you see X-Men 97 doing this thing, which X-Men 97 is great. But I don't know, man. It just seems like sabotage. Like, again, Dragon Ball Super Divers, for what I've seen, looks great. But to not have an anime adaptation for the Moral arc yet, which is probably the best arc in the Dragon Ball Super manga's continuity, is strange to me. To not follow through with the Dragon Ball Super Broly art style. Even though Dragon Ball Superhero was great, and I like that we saw Beast, it's just very frustrating that we still don't even have Ultra Ego Vegeta in the games. Like, I've literally seen Jump Stars or the whatever Jump Force. They actually had manga stuff of Ichigo before the anime came out. It's not only like it could be done, they're just refusing to do so. And whatever you have to say about Dragon Ball Heroes, it still gave us like Vegito Blue Kaioken, Gogeta Blue Evolved. Hell, it gave Super Saiyan 4 its own like god form, right? It was bad quality storytelling, but it was still hype. So it just seems sabotage to me. And I don't really know what to do about it because, like, again, I'm glad that we're getting our last story with Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball Daima, but despite it looking great, it's just like, okay, we're seeing Goku as a kid. Unless we get some more information that has some hype stuff, if we're not getting any like real big fights outside of Goku seeing Goku as a kid and him being a child, I don't really think it's going to bring back the fan base, despite because people are changing their opinions now because Akira Toriyama passed. But a lot of people wasn't really excited for Dragon Ball Daima outside of just it's made by Akira Toriyama. But a lot of people wanted like the moral arc and different things like that. Yeah, like it's a little bit immature to kind of crap on the story because you want something else, but you're not giving people what they want, and it's showing. Now, is Dragon Ball Daima going to be successful? Who knows? Because they barely even marketed Dragon Ball Super Hero. And that only did well because of word of mouth and Gohan being relevant again in terms of the power scaling and all that, and Piccolo getting a new form. And I'm not saying Dragon Ball is all about new forms and everything like that, but if you don't have a hook, and your only hook is a reused hook from Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball GT was the reason why Dragon Ball was gone before we got the Renaissance after Battle of Gods, And that was only thanks to Dragon Ball Evolution bringing Kira Toriyama back to the scenes. And now with Kira Toriyama gone, and y'all still refusing to adapt a follow through from Dragon Ball Super the anime with the moral arc, and now we got this confusing of the superhero movie being canon in the manga but not really, and things. It's just weird, and I feel like it's just bad. It's just bad way of directing the series. Like, real lucky that Dragon Ball is doing this well with how poor they've used this brand. This brand is the biggest anime brand in history outside of Gundam, Yu-Gi-Oh, and look, One Piece is doing great in Japan, but it's not fucking with Dragon Ball, right? Like, it's no big three, niggas, just big Dragon Ball. And so, we're going to see how this goes, man. And again, thank you for all the support and love, despite, I guess, not really want to check out my last video. It's fine. I understand. Now, you can't watch every single video. And I'm going to be moving, so I'm not going to have internet for a couple of days. So, I don't know if y'all saw that in my community post, but just letting you know that I'm trying my best, and I'm going to try my best to do better as a content creator, but I do need my mental breaks. And it does get frustrating that I kind of know how this stuff goes. Because if I take a week or a month off, the algorithm hates me or y'all just don't like me. and I can't really tell between the two. But again, thank you all for the love and support. I appreciate all of it. Quick little video, just a little frustrated with how Dragon Ball is going. So yeah, SonTJ, peace. Love you all. Yet again, rest in peace to GOAT Akira Toriyama. I just hope that Dragon Ball lives forever and is not continue to be treated like a redheaded stepchild, because it seems like Shueisha or Toei wants One Piece to be big as Dragon Ball, and it's just not there. And I don't think it's really ever going to be like that, to be honest with you.